My name is Claire. I am 27 years old. My life is not easy. My mother is sick and needs special care. This care costs a lot of money. I work 2 jobs every single day to earn enough. I am always very tired. Life feels like a struggle without end. One evening, my friend invited me to a party. It was a very big party in a beautiful house. All the people there were rich, dressed in expensive clothes. I felt out of place. Then I saw Mr. Richard Hale. He wore a dark, expensive suit. His hair was perfectly combed, and his eyes were cold. He looked at me for a long time. I did not know why a man like him would look at me. When the party finished, it was late and it was raining. Mr. Richard came to me and asked, "Do you need a ride home?" I was surprised. He had a very expensive car. I said yes, because I needed to get home and the rain was heavy. In his car, he asked, "Are you hungry?" Then he drove me to a very fancy restaurant. I was nervous sitting there with him. He did not talk much, but he watched me carefully. After we ate, he looked at me with his sharp eyes. "Claire," he said, "I see your life is hard. I am a rich man. I do not have a family. Sometimes I want someone to be with me. I can give you money, a lot of money. I can take care of you. You will not need to work 2 jobs anymore. Your mother can have the best doctors. Will you accept my help?" His words were shocking. My mind told me this was strange and not right. But I thought of my mother. I thought of my hard life and all the bills. He was offering me a new life. It felt like a dream, but also dangerous. Still, I said yes. The very next day, my life changed. One day, I was tired and poor. The next day, I was in his world. It was full of money and luxury. He had a private plane. We went to different countries and stayed in big, beautiful hotels. He bought me many things: nice clothes, expensive shoes, golden jewelry. My new home was a huge house. Mr. Richard told me the rules of this new life. "I want company, Claire, not love. Be loyal to me. Do not ask about my business. My work is not for you to know." Then he gave me a paper. It was a contract. It said I would live with him and be his companion. He would give me a lot of money every month, but I must not talk about our life to anyone. I signed the paper. It felt strange, like I was selling myself. I told myself it was for my mother, for her health, for a better life. It was not about love, it was about survival. Living with Richard Hale was not easy. He was quiet and cold. Sometimes he was kind, but mostly he was a mystery. His big house was beautiful, but it felt like a prison. I had everything, but I did not feel free. One day, I went into his study. On his desk, I saw a photo. It was of a beautiful woman. "Who was she?" I asked him later. "Richard, who is the woman in the photo in your study?" He stopped. His face became cold. "It is nothing." An old photo, he quickly put it away in a drawer. Why did he hide it so fast? There was also a housekeeper, Mrs. Miller, who worked for him for many years. One afternoon, she looked at me and said quietly, "Miss Claire, please be careful in this house. Mr. Richard has many secrets. What you see or hear is not always the truth." Her words scared me. That night, Richard came to me with a serious face. "Claire," he said, "I need to ask you something important." "What is it?" I asked. "I need to get married." I was shocked. "Married? To me?" "Yes, but not for love. Only for business. I need a wife on paper for a deal. It will help my company. Nothing will change between us. You will still live here. I will still give you money. You will just be my wife in name. Will you do this for me?" It felt strange, but I said yes. The wedding was very small. No family, no friends. Just Richard and me, a lawyer, and Mrs. Miller. I wore a beautiful white dress, but I did not feel like a bride. I felt like I was signing another contract. After that, life went on. I was now Mrs. Hale. We went to events together. People looked at us, the rich man and his young wife. I tried to smile, but inside I felt empty. One day, I went to his office to bring him lunch. I heard a woman shouting inside. "He promised me!" she cried. "He promised to marry me!" Her name was Julia. When she saw me, her face turned red. She pointed at me and shouted, "You! You stole my life! He was with me for years. He said he would marry me. Then you came and took everything." I was shocked. Richard had told me our marriage was only for business, but with her, he had promised love. I felt hurt. That night, Richard said nothing about Julia. He acted like nothing happened. But later, I saw messages on his phone, messages from other women. "Thinking of you, call me." I felt lost. What else was he hiding? I hired a private investigator. I paid him with the money Richard gave me. After weeks, the investigator told me the truth. Richard's money came from illegal business. He used fake companies, false names, and women to cover his tracks. Then the investigator said something that changed everything. "Mrs. Hale, your marriage is real in law. And because of the papers you signed, one of his biggest companies is legally in your name. Richard cannot take it back without your permission. Right now, you own it." I was shocked. Richard never told me. He was a dangerous man, and he had made a mistake. He gave me power without knowing. From that day, I changed. In public, I acted like the perfect wife. I smiled, held his arm, and looked happy. Richard liked this. He thought I was doing what he wanted. But secretly, I studied his business. I learned. I hired people to explain the papers. I was preparing for the right time. 1 year later, on our anniversary, Richard came home. "Happy anniversary, Claire," he said. I looked at him. I was not afraid anymore. "Richard," I said. He looked surprised. I never called him by his first name. "I know," I said. "You know what?" he asked. "I know about Julia. I know about the other women. I know about your dirty business. And I know about the company you put in my name. The law says it's mine." His face turned red with anger. "How do you know this?" he shouted. I put papers on the table. "These are divorce papers. I am leaving you. And I am keeping the company. You can't do this," he screamed. "You are nothing. I gave you everything." "You gave me money," I said, "and I used it to learn." "You thought I was just a stupid wife, but I was not." He looked at me. He knew I was right. He knew the law was not on his side. I did not say another word. I turned and walked out of the big house. I left everything he gave me. Clothes, jewelry, the big mansion. I left it all. But the company was mine. That day was the last of my life with Richard Hale, and the first day of my new life. Sometimes people think you are weak. They think you are stupid. But if you stay calm, learn, and wait, you can win. I was once called the stupid wife, but in the end, I was the one who walked away free, rich, and strong.